Good afternoon, dear guests of today's meeting. How can you hear me? Is everything fine? Shall I make it lower, higher? I started speaking quite loudly, I guess. Well, let's try once again. I will repeat my welcome speech. Good afternoon, dear partners and guests of our event. Can you hear well me now? Well, great. Perfect. I see your tens, your pluses. I'm pleased to see them. Great. I do congratulate you on a new month. Today is the 1st of August 2019. And dear guests of today's event and meeting, I do assure you that the time you spent with us will not be lost and wasted. You will gain a lot of very valuable and new information from the scratch, from the first mouth, about those novelties and firsts we will have this month and next month. While my slides are downloading, I would like to request you to participate in the survey to answer the question whether this is your first involvement in such an event or not. And on your screens, you will see the question, and please very actively participate in answering this question. So this is the final, the first answer. This is your first time, the second or the third, or you are a regular visitor. While you are answering, and those of you who have answered, let's discuss the geography to realize what countries you represent here. Dear friends, do not answer this question in chat, but on the internet screen where I am, and to your right, so there is this survey questionnaire. Dear friends, we have Belarus, Yekaterinburg, Egypt, Almaty. I cannot manage to read London, Kazakhstan, Sochi. Someone is writing from the Soviet Union. Great. Krasnodar, Lithuania, Astana, Grodno, Bashkortostan, Milan, Italy, Omsk, Komsomolsk-na-Amur. My best regards to you. Sevastopol, Voronezh, Bulgaria, Nur-Sultan. So this is a newly named capital for Kazakhstan, if I'm not mistaken. Minsk, Lvov, Moscow, Latvia, Perm. Dear friends, I live in Odessa and in Ukraine, and I'm interested whether we have someone from my side. Ukrainians, are they present, or are Ukrainians very modest? Mariupol, I see, Kherson, Kramatorsk, Nikolaev. Great, guys. Let's agree, Kiev, Dnipropetrovsk. Let's agree that Germany, Khmelnytsky. So I'm pleased to see this, dear colleagues. Let's come to an agreement that we will actively involved in this meeting. Please don't be modest and shy, because we are here to get the answers to the questions and to learn the latest news and to design the plan of our work for this month and up to the most important event of this year, the 5th anniversary of our company SWIG. So I see, dear friends, that there was the vote. Almost half of our participants voted. The questionnaire may be terminated, and I see that less than 10% of our guests are newcomers. Well, now we will start our Saturday meeting. I think that you are quite cheerful, energetic, and ready to receive the report information. Can you see the slides? Can you see the screen? Does everyone see the screen? Great. Well, guys, today I will be accompanied by the Department of Multi-Layer Crowd Investing of SWIG and our Financial Director of SWIG, Igor Romanenko. He is the first president, the first president, top manager of our company from Kazakhstan, who became the first president of the company, Jamila Jusumbekova. Unless you see these slides, how could it be that you don't see these slides? Because you sent the memo that the slides are visible. I see them. Quite a strange thing. Someone sees, the others don't. Dear colleagues, then please let's try to reload your connection, because many of you see this. So please reload, and I will introduce. Many of you know me. My name is Maxim Isip. I am a member of the board of the company of Skyway and the manager of SWIG for our growth and marketing, and represent the company in Ukraine, and the strategic manager for the development of our network in all the countries where we operate. I'm also a certified trainer of our training center, Master Profi, where we train professionals in the area of multi-layer crowd investing. Dear friends, I am cooperating with SWIG Fund for 5 years, since its establishment in 2014, and before we move to our agenda, I will tell you and draw you a diagram or a chart for everyone to understand how we work within these 5 years, and why Crypto Unit program was designed, and which prospects we see. So, friends, I've outlined what we will discuss today: the news of the company, the conditions for the transfer or movement of some novelties which will accompany this transfer to the 6th stage of development. We will report on our results of the work for the last 3 months. You will learn very important information about the forthcoming large-scale event, SWIG. You will learn the news of our company. Again, you will hear those promotions, prizes and bonuses everyone will get as soon as you are actively involved in the operation of our company, and you also have the best opportunity to ask any questions you are interested in terms of the development of our company and Crypto Unit program development. Immediately I will tell you that we have no questions we cannot answer. There are replies to all the questions, and everyone who has been cooperating with us for the last 5 years got convinced in this, that we are open with no secrets, like it often happens in other countries, in other companies that do not actually like their operations. So, dear friends, Crypto Unit program. On the board, I will show you now how it all started and how we approached this program, and why Crypto Unit program is a global large opportunity for every person living on the earth to get everything which at least 4-5% of the population of the earth use. Here I refer, if you remember, the square of money flow, and the investors, global investors, account only for 4-5% of the world population, but all the others are supporting them. So Crypto Unit program helps to evolve and create and establish a different trend of development of our society with regard to the distribution of finances and assets. Immediately I will answer the question where Havratov is. Andrei Havratov is in Europe now, and where is our Igor Romanenko, financial director, is located. You remember earlier I said that today you will learn the latest, hottest news from the fields. So from the first mouth, as they say. And therefore, today the report meeting is held by the management, by the managers. Andrei is not hiding. and Igor Romanenko, when he starts speaking, maybe he will give the regards of Andrei, and maybe there will be some changes in our agenda for today, because initially after me there was Igor Romanenko's speech, but because they have quite serious negotiations, he will speak at the end of our meeting. So, dear friends, once again, before I start, I would like to ask a question. Who is the first visitor? We have about 500 people in our room, but the first person who today for the first time will learn about this crypto unit program. So please indicate it. Don't be shy and modest. Say that this is my first visit. Svetlana from Lipetsk, Irina, great. And the information I will share now will apply. So you respond in a good way to my proposals to be sincere and not to be modest and shy. And don't hesitate. This information is addressed to you because you may not know our history, how we started, what we do, our approaches for the last years. And now, attention friends, to the board behind me. I will post it closer for you to see it better. I will do my best to do it within 5-7 minutes, and please give me the feedback as soon as I'm a bit far away from the screen. Can you still hear me well? Great. Well, friends, our operation as the start from 2011, when the Academy of Private Investor was established in 2011. The Academy of Private Investor was established by Andrei Harvratov, who is a professional investor and is a professional in crowd investment. And by working in the retail market, food retail market, Andrei Harvratov moved to investment sector and has been actually developing and doing it within his entire life. And by 2011, Andrei Harvratov realized that his mission is to present to a lot of people the basics of financial intelligence. And actually, this is the idea, to make sure that at least 50% of population in every town, city and country of our globe are covered with this training. And there is the information product, which is delivered in the Academy of Private Investor within the last, up to 2014 to be exact, within 3 years. In 2014, early that year, the training courses at one of the webinar, there was the topic of venture investment, and one of the pupils of Andrei Harvratov shared the information about the technology. Andrei Harvratov explored in detail, and he was quite puzzled and surprised, and me as well, in due time, that this venture project will be implemented through multi-layer crowd investment. And this is what at that time no one actually did in our investment world or venture world. And therefore, dear friends, in 2014, Harvratov decided to support Skyway and established the partnership with Skyway. The SWIG company was established in 2014, where the partnership was established with the innovative company, which is introducing and implementing Skyway technologies. I will place you a bit and no, I cannot turn my screen, so let's leave it as it is. Most important that our new visitors understand who we are. And for our partners, you can take some notes for you to understand and draw this diagram. In 2014, this group was established, the objective of which was to continue to deliver trainings in financial intelligence to people, and within this year our main product was training and innovative products. Those courses that were in the Academy of Private Investor, they were transferred to Skyway company. But since our SWIG and Skyway company, there was a cooperation agreement, and for our clients to pay access to training, they get as a bonus from Skyway the investment stakes or shares, becoming the co-owners of this company. By this way, the company Skyway received the conscious investors that are firstly trained, then they realize and understand what venture market is, which technologies are available, how to operate them, and within these years we follow the strategy or the philosophy which Havratov developed in 2011, training of people in financial intelligence. So he implemented the products related to training of people, and at the same time they received financial stakes. In 2012, actually, Havratov had an idea to create to establish the investment fund for the people, and at that moment, it was January, Andrei Havratov got to know venture project and focused on his attention on this. And in 2014, it was declared that this technology will be adopted in phases to construct the rails and to show how this technology functions. And this area is at its 13th phase. Within the 5 years of cooperation in this format, we generated quite a lot of people, over 500,000 persons that were trained by us and became core owners of Skyway business. Moreover, SWIG company throughout this time, by working with the Skyway technology, followed the following principle: 50 by 50. Even over the last 1 year or 1 year and a half, Skyway Group helped to finance Skyway almost 60% for us to approach here our finish line or point. How we distributed these funds: 50% was spent for Skyway technology and its implementation, and another 50% for SWIG, out of which 37% was for management. And it was through the multi-layer crowd investment which provide for remuneration of partners of the company. So they get the partnership rewards related and in connection with those statuses in the companies they have. And for these expenditures, we spent 37%. And then the next part was some administrative costs related to the offices or active operation in different countries, regions, and market development. About 5%, this is our wage bill, which covers our costs and expenditures for our IT department, legal department, and other areas the company has. But these expenditures could be optimized or right-sized. Sometimes we had lesser expenditures, and there was the reserve fund created, a buffer from 2 to 3%. So it is called reserve fund. I will indicate this way. And this reserve fund, on a continuous basis, we invest in it. I do apologize. I need to have a sip of water.
So this reserve fund was invested in different instruments and tools at investment and finance markets. So the company bought shares and stakes, which as of 30th of March of 2019 accounted for more than $13 million. And the most important is that this capitalization and this funds, so the amount of investment which was made by creating SWIG company was much less. So it was about 20% a day of capital growth. It is a colossal growth for 5 years of work. So this is a really big result. So taking into account that during all this time we've done a lot to help implement Skyway technology, and accounting that the technology now is supported in its implementation in Saudi Arabia and in other countries. We now have the understanding that this technology by 2020 will be full scale at the international market, because in the United Arab Emirates we will have an expo, and there the company has all the chances to get international contracts and to get more reward, more capital, and this is of course for the benefit of all people who invested in the company. So we are multi-profile company which first trained people to be financially literate and then went on to the creation of portfolio and to acquisition of dividends and building the business. So this is the reason why we made the company crypto unit, because to make a full-scale investment fund and to make all people, to make this company available for all people, for example, in March, all the people who were investing in the company were offered to become stakeholders of the investment fund. We have two options how we can develop this way. We have an institutional way when we can issue shares of our company, we can go through some procedures, through some approvals and so on, and then to have our own quotations, our own prices. This is an institutional way. I suppose everybody knows about this way, and this is a traditional way which works for more than 100 years already. We are the modern company, so we would like to use modern cutting-edge instruments. So we went on the way how to digitalize our shares, and this is the procedure of security token offering, which we must go through by the end of this year. And in our slides I will tell you more about what we do and how we do it, about this procedure. This is important for you to understand this logics of how we came to crypto unit campaign, to this program, and what results we have. It is important to understand that if with a big amount of people we had an opportunity to implement technology from drawing from a picture, and this is not only technology, this is an infrastructure and an industry making technology. So if we manage to do this, why with this multi-layer crowd investing we can't create our own investment space? We made this with the amount of people which grows every day. So that is why we managed to make this investment portfolio, which is called crypto unit. This will invest into the mission that I mentioned before, when we apply, when we change financial and investment patterns in our society. We would like to go from the scheme when just a small amount of people has investment, but we would like to give this opportunity to many people to make micro investments, and this will be the part of this great investment portfolio. This was a short introduction for each of you to understand where it all began. So you see that it all began with the mission which Andrei Havratov undertook in 2011 when he started to train people financial and investment literacy. In 2014 we supported Skyway technology, and this is now the 6th year when we support this technology in our cooperation. But now we are going on with the formation of investment portfolio, and we had tremendous results in the last 5 years with the great results. So we started this program, and we are now going on with the scaling of this program, and this is what I will tell you about now. Now I would like to hear your feedback of how useful this information was and if everything was clear. I see a lot of pluses. I see that it was useful, that it was clear, it is great. Yes, the information should be accessible and should be clear. This is what our mission is about. We would like to deliver information in simple words to make this trend understandable for all, because when people hear tokens, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, they get a bit scared. So we need to always try to skip the words that are difficult to understand and to give the information in the form which is most understandable. Dear friends, thank you for your feedback. Well, now we are going on to what crypto unit is about. Here in crypto assets, you remember that I wrote about assets which accounted for more than $13 million for March 2019, and Igor Romanenko will tell you today about assets of crypto unit and SWIG. This is what he will tell you about in more detail. What I will tell you about is what is the concept of creation of global investment portfolio and fund. So these are all segments of financial markets. It includes precious stones, precious metals. So our assets are in different elements, different structures of financial markets. So this global idea and mission, about which you can read in more detail on the slide, but I will tell you it in my own words. Again, let's remember the square of money flow. And while you're reading what is written on the slide, I will show you a scheme, a diagram. You remember the square of cash flow, so an employee, an entrepreneur, investor. So here we have 5% of people. So you see this is a very small number. In other corners we have all the others. So the company crypto unit is the program which allows simple people to become investors with micro investments. And in this case, they not only get money to work on them, to work with them on the market using different financial investments and to return some of them to investors as usual investment schemes work. In our case, investors will be able to participate in the development, in the actions on the market, and then get rewards accordingly. So our program reboots this cash flow square, and the distribution of funds is made in totally different way. Okay, for some reason we don't have one slide, but well, now I see it. We are now introducing a global program of Andrei Khavratov, which is the new economic evolution. We don't make some revolutionary steps. We make evolution. This is the mission that Andrei Khavratov undertook, and in which he was supported by single-minded people like our management, like all the people who now understand what we do. And each of you, dear friends, are really the part of this new economic evolution of the world. This is our philosophy, this is our mission, this is what we do. We are giving to the great amount of people an opportunity to be stakeholders. Is everything clear? I hope yes. As every implementation plan, we also need some stages in which we will implement this program. First stage is the implementation of preliminary sale in 8 stages. All in all, the crypto units which we will acquire will account for 80 million units. I forgot to tell you that we are now going through the procedure of tokenization of our assets, which is called security token offering. This is a modern and simple way to get the opportunities that I talked to you about. So this procedure has several stages. First, all SWIG participants got an opportunity to own tokens, and of course all our clients, all our customers got better conditions to get tokens. Now the conditions are a bit different. I will tell you about this later. But this stage, the 8 stages of this process will finish in March 2020, approximately. Well, the second stage of our program implementation is that after we go through the procedure of security token offering, our external assets will be quoted on the financial market. So now it is only valuable for us, only we understand why it is valuable, why the right to acquire this asset costs the money it costs. But after this legal procedure, which is held in the United States, this is the procedure which is regulated by the
securities markets, security market of the US. This is a transparent procedure, tokenization, and after this it will be traded in external markets and increase its value because our investment portfolio is increasing, the number of owners of this portfolio is increasing as well, and accordingly the capitalization of all the assets we invest is improving, and you together with us, and the value of this digital asset will increase. I believe you understand this. And starting from the third part, the most interesting thing will start. This is a period of global merchandising or introduction of crypto unit, based on which by that time all the sectors of the economy will be presented. Today you will learn new areas financed and invested by the company. The company is the co-owner of them, and you will be quite positively surprised. So by the 28th of October and by the year of 2028, there will be this global portfolio of merchandising established. And in case you have some disconnection, then maybe this is the poor internet connection. And as of the 2028, our goal is to see in the assets of our global investment portfolio at least 100 trillion US dollars, and we will reach it because the method which we offer to introduce and develop, no one has used this, but we do it, and this is the benefit and the merit of the multi-layer crowd investing. So everyone will be in the history, and we will take pride in it daily. How the resources are distributed, from where there will be annual calculation or payments of the investment profit. What we will do by the moment we get the right for the digitalization of the tokens. As of today, out of 100% of revenues or resources the company generates on its products, 40% will be used for the purchase of products in 27 segments, 37%, this is our marketing plan, I showed you this as of today, 5% is our administrative costs, and now we are optimizing them, right-sizing them in our office. We had an event in June in Minsk where these novelties were introduced. We also have the operational costs and expenditures which are expanding because we work with a wider range of payment systems, some of which are quite expensive, where we pay quite high fees and commissions. And at our last webinar, I told you and will repeat that please learn to use digital cryptocurrency to make your payments, to get your bonuses. This is a very easy and simple resource which is not resource intensive, and up to 10%, dear friends, is for the remuneration of all our clients, and we introduced the loyalty or gratitude and appreciation program. I believe you all understand what loyalty program is. It helps us as the company to say thank you for trusting us until we reach the procedure of tokenization. So it's quite logical that this is your limit of trust on us, and even without passing through the procedure of security token offering, we have your trust, the management of the company, meaning that we would like to be grateful to you by paying some bonuses under our loyalty program. This is quite fair. This is the way the modern world operates. If I buy some petrol at the gas station, I pay the money for getting my petrol, and I'm a loyal customer of this petrol station, and in my cell I have the special program, and as soon as the payment is made there, I get a cashback from this petrol station, and I can use this return to join a cup of coffee or make another purchase. And in the same way, we appreciate the efforts and loyalty of our clients because they are at the stage of pre-start of this security token offering procedure. And accordingly, after we pass through 8 stages, to be exact, after we pass through the procedure of security token offering for investments, we will allocate 65%. All the resources which the company will have and generate, 60% of it will be for the expansion of our assets, for the maximum investment of our resources into different areas and sectors. The marketing plan will account for a lesser portion, only 15%. Well, you can think, but what will we earn? Now we earn 37%, then only 15% will be allocated for marketing plan. Dear friends, by that time, investment profit will outrun and outperform and will be higher than today, generated by us under the marketing plan when we create and develop our partnership networks. This is quite logical. 15% for marketing plan is quite fair and decent. And the package of our administrative costs will increase because we will operate at a totally different legal level with other costs. For this, we will allocate at least 10% for our operational costs and expenditures, including all the operations and profit-making activities, not, for example, cleaning our offices, but those commissions and bank fees which are under the law to be paid by us as the law-abiding taxpayers. You must understand this. And another 10% under the loyalty program. You remember that this program is up to 2021 maximum. And what I want to congratulate you on, partners, and announce this today, and I believe that many of you saw it even at night in your personal accounts, that we entered the 6th phase of crypto unit program. I do congratulate you on this, dear friends. I do apologize once again. All the questions, dear friends, ask at the end, and I will be pleased to answer them. And in the course of my presentation and my sharing all the information I prepared for you, please do not write the questions because I get distracted and it does not refocus my attention, but the attention of all those 500 followers that follow our chat. So I do promise that in the end I will answer all your questions. So what we anticipate to have at the 6th phase, the packages. You see that the amounts of these packages didn't change from 53 units to 8,000 units, where you can see the number of crypto units, and it reduced compared to the previous phase. And for example, the 5th phase, 8,000 crypto units, there was a possibility to get 1,600,000 crypto unit scores. And here there is a substantial reduction of discount. I do congratulate our partners that managed to get this at the 5th stage. But please note, and those people that learned the information only today, that are not co-owners yet and didn't receive the right to own the crypto unit scores, you do not lose anything. You still enjoy this opportunity at phases 6, 7, and 8. In the forthcoming phases, you can expand your investment portfolio. Then, a good news for all our clients and partners of SWIG company who haven't transferred to crypto unit account the grace entrance up to the 31st of August, and within this month you can get your access to the club of crypto unit. Therefore, please take this opportunity. You can make this transfer through Skyway or the account of the Academy of Private Investor. And most important news, most significant one, not very important, but one of the most important news is that since the 1st of August, any participant of the crypto unit program can get any package, and this is unlimited. You understand what I mean? If you don't know this, from the very first stage, there were some limitations and restrictions, phase 1, phase 2, and even phase 3, if I'm not mistaken, when one client for one account could buy only one package of the relevant amount. For example, one 8,000 package, but now you will get an opportunity to have unlimited purchases of the same packages. Dear friends, by the 31st of August, everyone who transferred to the crypto unit account, you can register up to 50 new users directly to the crypto unit account. So you will indicate your partnership link and people will register in your crypto unit account. And at the same time, all the registrations after the new registrations are available, after your clients are verified, they will get a bonus of 20 units from the company, which your client is entitled to purchase for. So you receive from the company as a bonus of 20 units and can make a purchase and become a co-owner. Why the company is taking these costs or privileges? You remember that our objective is by the 5th anniversary of the company to share the information with the maximum number of people about this opportunity, because afterwards, after the procedure of token offering, this opportunity will not be available anymore. The ratings and the fees and the quotations will be fully different. Therefore, our goal is to provide an opportunity to the more people to join this program, the crypto unit program. So take this opportunity, make phone calls, meet the people, not to avoid this chance we have with you. And again, for everyone who is active on the internet, there is an excellent opportunity to use the ready-made labeling made and designed by our colleagues from IT department. They prepared this labeling, a new tool which is called Learning Crypto Unit, which provides information for you and simplifies your work in sharing the information. This landing is in your account with the selling page where your referral link is already in this landing. Therefore, this tool is truly helpful to you and simplifies your work on the internet. Okay? Great. Do you like this news I announced? Dear friends, once again, please note, do not raise your questions now. I will not answer them now. Please respect the speakers and each other. Do not get distracted from what I'm sharing with you, because afterwards, in the end, we will answer all the questions. We will devote to this the time which is required. I see that you all like our news, but it's not all. This is only a drop in the sea. we still have something to tell you. And according to our agenda, the next speaker is Igor Romanenko, but actually he will speak in the end with his greatest news, and you still have a chance to phone your partners that are not at the webinar. You can text them and invite them for them to hear this main news and not to miss very important information. Therefore, those guests and colleagues which are present at this workshop, our active partners, please do it now and invite your dear and beloved partners. But now I am pleased to pass the floor to the top leader of our company, the first president of SWIG company, Jamila Jusumbekova. I am very pleased to see Jamila, a partner in my partnership network. I'm honored, and it is my pleasure to realize that from me, the large partnership network constructed by Jamila Jusumbekova started, and the contribution she made in the development is colossal. And she played a key role in SWIG fund development in Kazakhstan in particular. And indeed, for over the last 2 years, she knows how we work. Jamila, I'm passing the floor to you. Hello. I am disconnecting and passing the floor to you. And dear colleagues, we will see each other today a bit later.
Dear friends, I'm glad to talk to you today. Please let me know, is the sound okay? Thank you. We were now listening to Maxim, especially when he was showing the cash flow square. So when we had this training, some people understood, realized that even being a minister, being at the high position, you are not in the part where you want to be, and you depend from the people who hire you. So the establishment of our program of multi-layer crowd investment, you could say that it actually broke this square. So when I was first trained, they told that only from being an employer you can go to the bigger business, and only with big income you can become an investor. But today I suppose that all of you realize that we give an opportunity to be a co-owner of a big investment portfolio to each of our partners, even investing small amounts. Today we have investments of $53 in our crypto unit accounts, and we also sell training packages, and we become co-owners of technologies, even investing just $5. So every time we have some good exceptions from general rules. I saw today that we have a lot of new visitors, and I would like to talk a bit about myself. I participate in the project since 2015, and many people think that the most influential event for me was SWIG conference, where I could see new horizons, new scale of business. I saw 300 or 400 people in the hall, and this is the moment when I was So the sound is not really okay, so maybe we can make it louder, get the microphone closer. So at that moment I thought that everybody knows about such a large-scale project, about this news, and that I was already late. So I started so fast that in these years that passed, every partner of ours now knows how Kazakhstan structure works, and Maxim underlined this as well. So for us, this project is, first of all, the understanding of that we improve our position, that we improve position of other people, and in this project, in our project, through training, we are getting great vision of how we can keep money, how we can save it, how we can grow our capital, and this energy put in money, the right kind of energy, which helps us to move forward and to be active and to be stakeholders and shareholders of our big investment portfolio. Can we please move to the next slide? This year we have the 5th anniversary of our company in October. Usually in this time the company goes through the stage when it becomes clear that a company is unsuccessful and does not achieve its goals, but it is not about us. The number of partners grows and the amount of investment grows, and this indicates that we are the company which stands firmly on its feet, and that we undertook a great mission. Why actually it happens? Because the company has great plans, and first of all we talk about sustainability of our company. For the new visitors, I wanted you to pay attention that what mission the company has, what products it has. It is especially important to see who is the management of the company, what is its marketing plan. So mission, products, and goals of the company. When you see all this, when you analyze, you come to understand who you would like to give priority to. Marketing plan of our company is a classical marketing plan, and under this plan we don't have conditions which oblige you to invest every time. We don't have any hidden problems. Our marketing is very transparent and it is built upon teamwork. And before the anniversary of our company, we want to develop a lot of statuses and qualifications in our company. The management of our company, the Department of Multi-Layer Crowd Investment, made new promotion of express qualifications, and I would like you to show the next slide here. So let's go through express qualifications first, and then we will return to the rest. So about promotion of express qualifications, before the status was boosted with 4 new people, so our qualification was confirmed with 4 new people, while now with this promotion you can improve your qualification, your status with just 2 branches, and if you can become a consultant only with 6 people in your team. So an agent is a person who invested himself or herself and invited 2 persons to make investments. So this person becomes an agent. So if you have 2 agents like this, you can become a consultant. Or if you have 2 consultants, you can become a manager. And you see, this express qualification will be ongoing before 1st October this year. So, you know, this boosted our leaders to use this promotion. Last month only, lots of people closed on the highest positions in the company, top management positions. Dozens of people became advisors of the presidents, and in July, 3 persons became first 3 presidents of SWIG, including me. So it's me, it was another person, and also a person from India. Could you please try to talk without microphones? Is it better now? Do you hear me? Please turn on the microphone. So the results of July shows that lots of people became managers in the company. It is one of the highest statuses in SWIG, and 9 people became president advisors and 3 people became presidents, including me, on the 26th of July, so in 3-4 years. After that, we had 2nd president, and then we had another leader from India who became the 3rd president of SWIG. So for the upcoming event, we will have a great team of leaders who uses efficiently this promotion and express qualification. So thanks to this promotion, you can also use another promotion. This promotion was launched on the 1st July. So everybody who reached the status of consultant and higher can sign up new people, and if you take the 1st place, in this anniversary promotion, you will get an apartment with a sea view. For 2nd and 3rd place, you can have a car of your choice, Mercedes-Benz of E-Class and BMW. And for 4th and 5th places, you can have vacation of your choice, Maldives or Phuket for 10 days. It can be a family trip. And for 6th to 10th place, there will be a joint trip and training on Goa with our leader management. So the latest news on these promotions you can find in your personal account on the left where your profile is. There is always a promotion sheet where you can always see the leaders in promotion, and you are able to achieve good results in promotions because express qualification promotion is used very actively to boost statuses and qualifications.
We know that gradually we will receive the dividends, and the leaders to have the senior statuses, those leaders that invested their efforts in the development of our company, expansion of the partnership network, they will get different bonuses, they will get different dividends under the marketing plan. And therefore, our interest is to contribute a lot to make sure that a lot of people know about our program. Besides, it is specified in the chart of our program to share the information on these financial tools and instruments to a lot of people. What next? Well, I would like to emphasize that today, please pay attention to the schedule of the conference which you may see in your personal accounts. Today, many leaders for the countries work and arrange large conferences. You can assign your newcomers to register them for the participation. And today we have the map which depicts those conferences which on these hot summer days are held almost in every country of the world, and we can be confident saying that SWIG program is traveling across the globe. What next slides do I have? In the personal account, we today sell tickets to all our forthcoming events, including the conference on the 18th of August. So everyone who is there at the conference will get a lot of new knowledge, motivation, and interesting news of the company at the forthcoming before the event. Today, the tickets are sold in the personal account, and as of today, the price is $1,200, and now we are preparing the program under which the tickets to the Adventist SWIG event could be bought in installments, in 3 installments. So you can get these tickets and pay by installments, but those that will go there and participate in our celebration event, the number of crypto units will be doubled. So all the possessor of the tickets, their crypto units will be doubled. For Adventist SWIG, in terms of the Adventist SWIG, I would like to deliver my message. Please imagine 10-15,000 people, very energetic, and we are all at one stadium. And this stadium will become a portal which will make our wishes true. And I think that the one who wants his bucket dreams to come true, you must be at this event because this is a magical place where your truth will come true. What our company does today, actually there is no one else doing this, and the mission and the goals set by our company, no one has them. And therefore, by going through this evolutionary path, we can create the community, the society where people will be happy with financial well-being. And I believe that for newcomers, for new visitors that are new visitors to this workshop, this is the company you must explore in details and be together with us in this project. Maxim? Now we have him here. Well, friends, I do thank you for the information you shared with us. So, dear friends, let's again check up the quality of the connection. The microphone of Jamila was on. There were some noises, but now, how can you hear me now? You hear me well. Great. Dear guests and partners, but first of all, I would like to address those partners of us that actively construct their businesses at crowd investing level, who joined promotion under the simplified marketing plan introduced last month to have the maximum number of new clients to grow in the company. If you are involved, simply state it. I get engaged and I got involved in the promotion. Amazing. And who has improved through this promotion by reaching a new status? You can simply indicate, I've achieved a new status. Tanya, Turisheva Tatiana, I'm sincerely joyful for you. This is a good achievement. Many partners of us who used to have the status of managers, sometimes it took quite fast, but on average from 6 months to 1 year, but now these statuses are reached very fast. That's amazing, guys. And who out of you helps his or her new partners to reach new statuses? Who got one consultant under this new simplified marketing plan? So at least one new consultant under the marketing plan. Well, I see, yes, I do see that you have the results. Fantastic, but who got new managers through this new simplified marketing plan? Natalia Yagutina has quite a fantastic result. 5, and good regards from Odessa. You got a manager, that's great. Tatiana Turisheva writes, 8 qualified consultants in our small town. Yes, I'm pleased to read this. Well, I am actually noticing the trend that our business, our team is joined by quite conscious people that are ripe for the development of multi-layer businesses, that are easy to accept what we are doing. And actually it's quite easy for us to work now because we have the portfolio generated throughout those 5 years, which we spent on training and investing into the innovative technology Skyway. So within 5 years, we have reached these results, and it's easy for us to work. It's easy for us to share the information, and altogether we can create the global investment portfolio, and I believe you all realize this as well. Tatiana Turisheva is quite a vivid example. Only within 1 week, 8 new consultants joined her. This is super. Kinzhibai Ishimenko, 2 manager leaders, thanks to this marketing plan. But I was distracted for a few minutes only, being here in the office. But taking this opportunity, I would like to congratulate our new presidents. We got Jamila Dushanbekova, Petru Yalbar. These are our new presidents that became the presidents not due to the simplified marketing plan, but actually they fulfill the conditions of the old marketing plan, and our top mega leaders, first presidents of SWIG. And I am sincerely congratulating our first partner in India, Anam Shantirani. She is the first president of SWIG in India, and in her structure, in her team, there is very active growth in the hosting company, in the hosting country, where we together will celebrate the 5th anniversary of our company. And now I will do my best to read correctly the name of our new partner, our new president. I cannot actually realize which country he is from. Yes, I saw it in a chat. Baydal Lokin, Pauyal Lokin. He is a new president in our company. And I am fully confident that by the 5th anniversary of SWIG, we will have several dozens of presidents of the company, and there will be a president team at that milestone and grand event. Moreover, I am also confident that each of us to be present at this workshop and meeting, we have all the opportunities to work actively and to come to the event in a new status as the aide or the advisor of the president and some other statuses. Therefore, I do encourage you to buy a ticket for yourself and to get the chance to visit this milestone event, which may change not only your life, but the lives of those people that will come with you. And schedule this event, book the accommodation in the hotels, and arrange all your logistics. I do still have something to share with you. I will do it a bit later, but now I'm granting the floor to Igor Romanenko, and taking into account that you are present at another historical final meeting due to one reason. Igor Romanenko with Andrei Horvatov is in Europe, and there were very important negotiations which will seriously impact the development of our fund for the better. And Igor today will share with you the information from the field. I see that we have more people joining our online session. On YouTube, I see more people than we had before. I understand that you did what I asked you for. You phoned your partners and informed them that today very important news will be shared. That's fantastic. I'm passing the floor to our financial director of SWIG, our financial brains of the company, who administers SWIFT portfolio within the next years in a wise way, and through this synergy of Igor Romanenko and Andrei Khavratov, we managed to get the capitalization as of the 30th of March 2019. So please welcome. Igor, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, dear partners. Please rate the sound. Great, it is important that the sound doesn't disconnect for everything to be clear, but I'm sure that connection will be okay. Now I will load the slides. So, dear friends, today I'm speaking from Europe. Today we had a very important meeting with one of our American partners. And now I would like to show you first the report on the results of July about our investment, what was invested, how much, and what are the results. And by the end, I will show some general information about loyalty programs and the latest news. But from the start, I can tell you that all details of the news I will be providing in Eventy in Minsk. So my slides are still uploading. So for now I will be showing you these slides, and the second part we will see later. So here are the reports for July for Crew and SWIG. I'm glad about the dividends. Oh, now we have the slides. So at the last webinar we didn't have time to show the June reports. So dear friends, please write me down if the connection interrupts, because I would like to have all the details, all the information. So here you see the transactions, IPO transactions in June. I have the slides, I see them, so I hope you see them too. First, our investment was 10 IPO companies. First of them was Revolve. You see the entrance with $18 and the at the closing of at the closing yesterday, we had a good result for this security. Second company was CrowdStrike. So these companies are valued very highly in America. So at the first day of sales, we had 80% growth on the security, but we decided to keep it for a while, and we were right, because now it is about 97%. You see third IPO is February International, for which we had 40% of growth. For Cherry, we had the entrance with the $22, and at the closing of exchange, we had 57% of revenue. Then we had also another 3 companies where we entered with $20, $13, $20. At Change Health INC, we got a lot less than we expected, but anyway, it is a revenue. So you see the numbers, and at the international financial stage, if you show 5-7% of growth and you announce 20 or 50% of annual growth for international financial stage, which is good established, which is more than 100 years old, it is a great risk, and some people don't like the announcement like that, and so it is better to announce smaller rates, but when we get higher rates, and this is a fact, this is something no one can argue with, we just announce them as they are. And here we have really great numbers where we want to invest more. The money that we invest through one broker, and then we are planning to invest with 2 brokers, because we always need to diversify investment. You know the 4th rule of investment, you need to distribute money for investment. So the companies are growing, but for me this is a bad sign. This sign means that there should be some problems in the near future, and I'm looking closely at this. You see also the real INC, where we invested $20 and got 41% plus. The planned investment is $1 million, and many investors and many specialists suppose that IPO market is a high-risk market, but I suppose that if you know how to manage your investment, if you are professional and you know how to do it and you understand what you do, this instrument is guaranteed for you. You have instruments to manage your investments, and this is what I like about investments. In this case, we have them. We enter through one campaign and hedge, and we don't have this opportunity in other cases. And here it is important to have insurance of investment. And the last 3 investments were made in July. We were entering with $21, and now we have 40. It is a 50% growth, and you also see 70% growth, 58% growth. So you see the dates only 4 days ago we entered, so the results are quite okay. You may have a question why we have this growth. This is because the situation is quite interesting and not standard. Everything grows now. We don't enter all IPOs because some of them are not profitable, and we don't enter them because who knows what will happen to them in the future. So we try to enter only IPOs where we see growth. So these are the transactions which we made in June, in July, and the next thing I would like to talk about. Please let me know if everybody sees the slides. Great, everybody sees the slides, so we go on to one of the interesting directions of our activity. And here we have 2.5 more funds than in IPO. These are unit instrument funds. They are important because they guarantee monthly or quarterly capital growth. And here we earn as units go from one fund to another. So the investments are managed by a Russian company, but the revenue is distributed to all unit holders. The investment is about $300,000, and we will have another investment soon. I hope that in August we will grow this investment to $500,000. The advantage is that yesterday the Federal Reserve System decreased the rate, and for us this is a good thing because in the conditions of high volatility we know how to save our capital and how to grow it. The higher is volatility, the higher is our growth monthly and quarterly. So in this direction we work for more than 2 years, and this is not IPO. It will not show us 100% growth in a month, but it has stable growth every month. Also, dear friends and dear partners, we invest in American and Russian exchange funds into international companies like Amazon, Google, Yandex, Coca-Cola. 2 months ago, when exchanges had correction, we bought some shares, and now the exchange is at its highest. But we managed to sell the shares a week ago because we had rebalancing of our assets. This is because we will have a new broker, and we will have a general access, common access in our fund, where with one click we will be able to sell or to buy an asset. And this is very important for the investment because the situation in the market can change rapidly, and it is important to make decisions quickly. If the market reverses, we will need to know what funds we need to enter. So last week I showed how we can save and how we can grow our capital in this situation, and it is important to have hedging security. About investments in Russian exchange, we invested in securities. It is important because we needed the readily available funds, and we actually managed to earn something on this. We forecast that it was about 5 or 6% on bonds. So if we just did nothing with them, we would earn about 5-6% in a year. So many central banks will now decrease the interest rate because the situation in the economy is now quite hot, and the federal system decreases rates. So this all influences the overall reaction So you see in the screen how much we have booked, how much we have sold. These are the best bonds in the Russian Federation available now, and they are ready available bonds, ready available assets. Here you see the portfolio for 31st July 2019. Part of assets was in the direction of exchange. We had increased the amount of readily available instruments because they make it easier for us to move them to another fund to buy some new assets.
Well, about 600,000 US dollars is kept for the fast entrance, and we plan to improve it by 1 million, then actually as of today by 3 million US dollars of these investments. On your screens you see all these financial instruments which was supplemented by such financial investment instruments as Ghana, gold, then banking license, brokerage company. We already entered these companies, and in the end I will tell you and show you which functions and actions we can do thanks to these companies. My next slide shows all the other financial instruments and investments into large US companies, into brokers, to multiply our capital. The portfolio of SWIG as of the 31st of July, it didn't change a lot compared to the last month, so the prices simply changed for some financial assets in this investment portfolio. On your screens you can see 24 instruments combined in this financial portfolio. My next slide, the global investment portfolio, I prepared it in English, and this is a global language. Here you see the breakdown of the portfolio, and in the academy there is a symbol A, and the structure, the diagram. Some parts are in the gold, 7% of the assets. Another one make up Skyway shares. Another part is cryptocurrency, whereas the other part is film industry, Crip Marvel, some landlords in Krasnodar region, a part of banking brokerage companies, and all the others, the remaining segments of investments, I would call them this way, make up a small part of the entire investment portfolio of our global investment portfolio of crypto unit. My next slide shows we've uploaded the presentation. Webinar? No, it hasn't uploaded yet. I will try to upload at least this slide. There is another slide, but let it be. So there is the amount of assets of over 43 million US dollars. This is the investment portfolio for July, and 30 million US dollars. This is SWIG assets, and for crypto units we have over 43 million. And I must actually admit that this amount is even higher. Basalt. Well, it is not uploading. The slides are being uploaded. Then let's continue. The volume of sales in July. You must see it on your screens. The total amount for the last stage is 20 million. Is over 20 million. This is our sales, out of which 40%, 8,252,000, out of which we invested 700,000 to be exact. One of the rules of the banker is to return your investments. Not always we invest the entire amount collected, the entire assets, because there were some proposals when nice investment projects were offered and we had to make our investments. But the final price is important, but it's important to evaluate correctly and take the right decision on making investments, whether to invest or not. But we have a lot of offerings and proposals. Since April, over 6 investment proposals. Our payments under the loyalty program. This slide hasn't been uploaded. Igor, we see this slide. Nikolai, it would be great if you upload the second slide called Final Webinar. It is already uploaded. A second, please. Dear colleagues, while Igor is re-entering the session, let's wait for some seconds. Can you please tell me, as far as I understand, that you may have a lot of questions about our novelties. Please, those questions which are not associated with the investment portfolio. I've seen many of them. Meanwhile, we can discuss some of them. Dear colleagues, can you hear and see me? Yes, I see your reactions, your responses, because there was such a feeling that I'm talking to myself. Well, those novelties you learned about, why there is no number of packages. Yes, there are slides, there are some other extra slides. This is not the end of our meeting. And will we have it in October? Leonid is asking. It is not regulated by the exact timing. there is the procedure the company shall go through. And we cannot say that it will happen on the 1st of October, for example. There is such a flexible, floating period or date, autumn 2019, but company is doing its best to go through this procedure by the 5th anniversary of the company. In the personal account, there is no information about the number of packages sold. Sergey, I don't know what you mean. The number of packages sold up to now? Sold to date? So there will be some very interesting long expected news on packages later on. Let's wait. I will answer your question after Igor completes his presentation. How can you hear me? So please memorize your questions, copy them, and we will come back to them later. So now I see the updated slide. We are moving on. The sales at stage 5 was 20,084,000. It was specified in our strategy, out of which 40% is spent for investments, not more than 8 million, and out of which this month we invested, sorry, I don't hear the exact figures because there are some pauses. So this is the amount we invested this month. Before that, we made investments in gold extraction in Ghana. We signed this statement, and you remember that our lawyer, Maxim Gerfyak, visited, and this information can be obtained through the official resources. And one of the interesting directions we bought, I will tell you about this quite soon, payments under the loyalty program. You see them on your screens. At phase 5, one token is 0.001, and phase 2 it is 0.008, and third stage. So you see all these figures on the screens, and dear friends, dear partners, more exact calculations will be made quite soon, and the figures may vary from 1.5%. Preliminary, these are those payments. We will not deviate a lot from these figures on the screens. Well, and here I see the writing that you don't see the slides, but I do see them. Do you have the slides? Great. So try to re-enter. From YouTube channel, you can re-enter the session. The next piece of information, our leaders, country leaders in July, because we keep records of the leaders of the maximum turnover. These are those leaders responsible for the relevant countries. They incentivize and motivate others. If a country is a leader, or then used to be a leader, but now it is only the second or the third, but they are willing to be the leader. So this is the preliminary information. We are keeping records of all this, but country number 1 in July is India, and I congratulate the leaders from India, all the partners in India, because you are country number 1. You made the highest turnover. All this information is available on your screens. Almost 3 million turnover. Then goes Australia, Vietnam, the US, Kazakhstan, Italy, Indonesia, Oman, UK, and Russia. So this is our top 10 countries. Those leaders in terms of their retail in SWIG and crypto unit in July. Again, these are the figures. The figures are on your screen. There will be the recording, and you will see all these figures. Well,
I would like to congratulate all the partners that this month we had the greatest turnover, and these are the numbers that we never had before. On the next slide you can see the statistics for the turnover of SWIG. For crypto unit, monthly turnover from January to today. So you see that the great share is of crypto unit program. You asked how much investment was raised in this time. About 60 million. This is the turnover of crypto unit only. So if we take SWIG company with which we invest into Skyway, if we sum up SWIG and crypto unit from January, it means in the 7 months from the beginning of the year, we in general raised $70 million. And if we take the whole amount of SWIG from January 2014 to June 2019, this will be $125 million. And if we sum up it with crypto unit, it will be about $2 billion, and I congratulate you on it. If we take the whole amount and divide it by what we did in 4 years, we will have growth of about 50%, and I congratulate you on that too, because this is the highest result that we made. And when a company makes 5 years, it is very important to make some breakthrough, to make something important, and our company managed to make this boost. I always monitored what turnovers we have, and I'm sure now that we are coming to the completely new level of development, and we plan to raise about 1 million a month. The next slide is about a very important step that we made in legal field. We bought a banking license. We talked about that before, and we met our partners from the United States yesterday and today in the morning, and we bought a banking license. So this means that we can implement specific banking operations, most of them except depositing, and some others. I will tell about this more now. And we plan 3 broker companies. The first one will be in the United States. This is the broker with which we can sell all the investments. This is a licensed broker. So he was licensed by a financial regulator in Britain and Cyprus. There are specific regulators in the US. It is FINRA, and in the US, all the brokers are regulated by this regulator. So this is a licensed broker. One of the important moments is that the broker has crowdfunding license. Of course, the license for broker operations and also crowdfunding license. So through this broker, we would like to sell all investments into American exchange and through the US all over the world. Recently, Russia adopted a law about crowdfunding. You may have heard about that. And we work in crowd investment, so I congratulate you on this as well, because I think this is a very important step for us. Since 2013, I had a dream to be a co-owner of a broker company or to own a broker company, and 3 months ago I learned that Andrei Havratov also had this dream, maybe before I had. But what is good about broker companies is that we will have several of them. First, it will be our agent in the US. Second is broker company in Europe, probably the south of Europe. You will learn more about that on the conference, and we will give more information, and in general we will have more information, because now we are concluding agreements, and of course we will need Asian broker, because event will be held in India, and we would like to enter Indian exchange. This exchange was always very interesting for me, because India, in terms of shares and stakes, is a very perspective territory in the nearest 15-20 years, and this country will develop quickly. This is my forecast. So we will need a broker who will cover Asian and Indian markets. But this is just a preliminary information. What I can tell for sure is that we will have the broker in the territory of the United States with crowdfunding license. In the next slide, I will show what we can do with this banking license. If you know English, you can read the information from the slide. Who doesn't know English, I will tell you a bit more about that. So what we can do, we can take deposits in our funds, we can provide financial leasing, we can invest in securities, we can transfer money funds, we can balance and keep securities, insurance and administration of payments. This is what I think is very important for us. Also, we have confirmation of credits. We can take precious things like gems or pictures for storage. We also have e-bank services. different payment services. Then we have forex trade, currency trade. But we will be doing this not as brokers do it, but as dealers. Broker sells currency to his clients, and dealer can take big lots, big stakes, and sell them to bigger companies as wholesale. I will also tell you a bit about the companies that we will have and how we will be able to take currencies in 162 countries and without great fees. This is because we are acting as dealers. I will be translating from the presentation. Underwriting shares and stakes, shares and bonds. Then next point is that we can make a group of banks to give credit to some organization. We also have license for this. Also the sale of gold on spot and futures market. Many do this, but we will also have such opportunity now. Then asset management, this is a very important, and consultant services for corporate clients. Then next point is, for example, we took a credit at 1-2% and we can repay it at a smaller percent. Then we can lease some assets, it's a commercial leasing, and we can also be forex dealers, what I talked about earlier. We can make so-called currency pools, big currency groups, and give them not to natural persons but to bigger companies. These are the major functions which we can make with the banking license. So you can see them in your screens. As we are an international holding, I advise you to learn English. We would like to establish online language school. I'm waiting, looking forward to that because I like to study new languages. You asked what legal entity we will use for wines. We will have, from the 1st of September, we will have an agreement for investment boutique, where we will have all companies that we have, also including broker company, the banking license, Migam Bank. Then we will have AMI, Electronic Money Institution. This is how we can implement this application to issue payments and to issue payment cards. This is the system that is registered in London. It is one of the big companies, and we are the partners of this company, so we try to be distributed all over the world. It is the United States, Europe, the United Kingdom with its strong legislation, it's Cyprus with its licenses. Of course, it is the Russian Federation, where we have our own experts and financial consultants, because one thing is to do something in the world and another to do it in Russia. If in the West you can make a banking license, in Russia you will be advised against buying a bank because it is big expenses, and In Russia, just about 100 banks will be left in the near future. So the licenses will be, they will be deprived of their licenses, and no licenses were given to new banks. So if you want to make your bank, you need to buy a bank.
To buy a bank rather than establish it. And Asian region, there will be our investment holding as well. For you to understand more detailed information, actually, I told you a lot, but the time will come and you will have more information. I do invite you to EcoFest NEMI conference on the 18th of August, where you will get the first month information, not offline but online, and you will ask more questions. This is really cool because the time has come. One thing is that we were working in one legal environment, but now having this banking license, broker licenses, crowdfunding licenses, we can work openly and make the noise, PR campaigns, and no one actually can tell us that they are in an illegal field, they are fraudsters, but now everything is wide open, and this is due to the efforts and thoughts of our management. So the people required come at the required and decent time. So I think that I've told you the information you need for today, and I do congratulate you and encourage you to do everything to reach our first goal, to cover the first 15% of the population, and NEMI, not 90% of the people globally and 10% of the wealth, but to make sure that at least there will be the global redistribution of assets. Because what we see now in the world, unless we do it, so there is such a saying, no one except for us. So, well, dear friends, I do thank you, and I believe and I hope that the internet connection was good. If it was good, then I managed to share useful information, and I'm looking forward to